Alright, I'm going to show you a video of the weapons that you can find in Worms Battlegrounds. So basically you have three categories based on the previous Worms games. There is a lot of familiar ones, there's some new ones, there's some twists from some familiar ones, but I'm going to go over all of them in about 3 videos so that they don't run for like an hour. But over here on the left you have like the regular weapons, and then on the right you have all your utilities, and the bottom you have the legendary weapons that I'm going to go over in this video. So first up, I'm going to use the Holy Hand Grenade, which is basically a regular grenade with just a little bit more blast radius and some power to it. So I'm just going to attempt to kind of toss it up to this guy here. And he has 200 health. He got pretty much a direct hit, plus getting sick. And we'll see how much that knocks off from him. So that would have almost killed a worm in a regular game. I gave these worms 200 health, just because I don't want to kill them all before I get through. So the next one is we have the old lady. I always called it the grandma, but it's old lady. And basically the old lady just walks towards your enemies, and if you press the A button, she'll fart and poison the area. And as you can see, if she runs into something, she turns right around and heads right back towards you. So you want to be mindful of that. But pretty much a direct hit, took off 75 health. So that's a pretty healthy hit too. These legendary weapons will make your worms drop pretty fast. So the next thing I have is the banana bomb, which is basically the super cluster bomb. And to do that, we're just going to kind of throw it up here. And the banana bomb bounces, and then those clusters, of course I would hit myself. Those clusters of smaller bananas have a lot more bounce to them, and they have a pretty big blast radius too. So the next thing here before I catch on fire is the Bovine Blitz, I think it's called. Is that what it's? Yeah, Bovine Blitz. So the Bovine Blitz is basically an airstrike that you can control, and you just press the A button to drop up to 5 cows, which are affected by the wind, so something you want to pay attention to. But you just press A to drop a cow. That's important to know, because if you didn't realize that, you'll just fly through the screen and they never do anything. This one is good for the cave level when you don't have open airspace above you. This is called Boggy B. And basically, with Boggy B, he kind of comes in here and you get a, I'm just going to guess we'll just kill this guy. If he had overhead cover, or, you couldn't get to him, this kind of attacks him from a different angle, and you just kind of have to wait for that reticle to get over top, and then you press the button, and hopefully you get close. I didn't, I kind of missed, but that's how you do that. So if somebody like buries themselves or hides in a cave or whatever, Boggy B can get them from pretty much any angle. Notice this worm is green because he's sick. But we're gonna give him the Buffalo of Lies. Is a pretty good one, because that buffalo will run, and every time it runs into something, it blows up and keeps going forward. So that's pretty awesome. You can clean out a pretty big area here, and I didn't quite make it through, but as you can see, I've made myself really accessible from both sides, so that worm's in trouble. The next one, as you can see, is going to be the Super Sheep, which is pretty appropriate because I'm not in any position to attack any of these worms here, right? So if I use the Super Sheep, I can press A to make it run and then A again to make it fly, and then I can fly it around the map and get to whoever I want. So I'm going to fly it up here, and we're going to go right into that worm, throw him up into the air, and I was trying to get him off the edge, but that worked out good enough. So that worked out really well because I didn't have any angle from there. You know, there's no wind. I couldn't throw grenades or whatever. So that definitely helps. This next one, which is the concrete donkey, pretty much is going to take from the top to the bottom, is going to blow a hole completely through the entire map. And all it does is just hits and it bounces back and forth and just eats its way all the way until it goes into the water and out of sight. Now you have a big crater going down through the middle of your map that is definitely going to cause problems. The last one, this one is pretty much kind of like a last resort because it pretty much damages everything on the map. It's called Armageddon. And whenever you call in Armageddon, it's just a meteor strike that just blows up everything. It goes on for just a minute or so. And no worm is safe. It seems to be kind of random. It will attack obviously the other worms, but if your worms are near them, you're definitely not safe from it. So you want to pay attention to that. You could put your other worms in danger when using this. So pretty much that's it. Those are the legendary weapons. I'm going to stop the video here, and I will start another one here shortly, and we'll take a look at what the regular weapons look like. But as you can see, the legendary weapons will really knock down some health on your worms. So use them wisely. They're basically just super versions of some of these regular weapons that I'm about to show you, but hopefully that helps and you'll know what to do in the heat of battle. At least you know what to expect when you pick something and don't waste a valuable turn. So hopefully that helped you, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment in the video below or below the video, and I will do my best to answer it. Thanks for watching.